Good morning everyone, welcome to the next part of online training. Okay, today I'm gonna show you a gameplay between Wang and Caruana Fabiano in Sparkle Chessmate 29/07/2013. So this game is played just a few hours back. Caruana is black and Wang is white. Okay, Wang played knight f3, knight f6, g3, d5, bishop g2, c6. This is a routine. The idea behind is black white simply gives very easy equality, but he will try to find a good position in the middle game. c6. Now closing this diagonal, castle shot, bishop g4. He wants to bring this bishop outside, and then he can play e6 and bishop to d6. So c4, trying to open the center, e6, just making sure the center is fixed, d3, d into c4, d into c4. Now he played knight d7. Interesting move. Now I thought of queen into d1, rook into d1 is slightly better for white in just in view of little space advantage and also a free mobility of pieces. See, we'll see queen into d1, rook into d1. This bishop and this knight is not developed. Now if you play more like a3, b4, bishop b2, white is having a lot of space advantage and a very good position. Should be plus equal. Even knight d7, knight c5 is not possible after a3 and b4. So even bishop e7 is also a little passive. So he don't want to go for an end game. So knight bd7, knight c3, queen c7. Just you want to provoke. After bishop f4 you can play e5. So h3, bishop h5, knight h4. This is an interesting idea. Simply you want to gain the double bishop advantage by playing this, and also wants to open up the queen side maybe. Okay, let's see. Bishop e7, bishop f4, e5. You could have played bishop f4 early, then black can simply play more like e5. Even bishop d6 is also directly played, but e5 is much better because after bishop f4, queen b6 is not that much good. After knight a4, this queen will not be having good squares. So bishop f4, e5, bishop g5, bishop g6, knight into g6, h into g6, queen c2, knight c5. Black just want to occupy this d4 square by playing knight e6 to d4, rook a d1, knight e6, bishop c1, knight d4, queen a4, knight d7. Now white is in little trouble with his queen on a4. It really don't have a good square. Now in a position where white is having double bishop, so he needs to open the position So I played rook d2, a good move, just doubling the d file and also giving a key square for his queen on d1. Knight c5, queen d1 and a5, not allowing a move like b4, trying to fix this knight on c5. e3, knight d e6. Now I think in this position Wang Yu played a brilliant move, a passive positional sacrifice. It's not that much passive. Black was supposed to take, but he can play without taking that, but he'll lose the position. So knight d5. A very good move. Simply he can threaten knight into e7. Now queen is under attack. If you move the queen, he can simply play a move like knight b6 or knight into e7, not allowing to do castling. So, and the other point of this move is simply after cd5, white gets his piece back after d6, or even e6 is under attack. And the main point is he opens this bishop diagonal, and both the bishops can be easily opened after knight d5. So this is an so knight d5, okay, c into d5, c into d5, knight g5 is the only move. He cannot simply give d into e6 because this opens all the diagonals of this bishop, and he can activate this other bishop on this diagonal. And after a move like f into e6, black pawn structures are really bad. So knight g5 is the only move. h4, queen d6, just trying to block this pawn. h into g5, bishop into g5. Now white is clearly better in this position in view of a very strong passed pawn. Now he needs to activate this bishop on a good diagonal, then all the white pieces are very strong. So he played another good move, b3, trying to exploit the pin on this, and he can keep pressure on this knight on c5 by playing a move like rook c2 later. Knight d7, not allowing bishop a3, and also he is threatening a move like a4. Maybe he can open this rook in an open file. So white played a4. This a4 is also very good in view of he can transpose this rook to a2 and also preventing a4 from black, and later he can develop this bishop to a3. After moving the queen on d6, he can simply push like a move like d6, open this bishop. So white is pretty happy and very comfortable playing in this position. Castles, rook a2, knight c5. He needs to block this bishop diagonal by playing, at least by closing with b6 maybe. Bishop a3, bishop e7, supporting, giving additional support to c5. Rook c2, rook a c8, queen e2. Now queen e2 is also a very good move. he simply developed the queen to e2, now threatening queen b5 and also other rook to c1. Today is Wang Yu. He's playing very strong, one should say. Okay, after queen e2, queen b6, rook f c1, bishop d6. Doesn't want to open this bishop diagonal. Now we came to a position where black successfully, we see that black is successfully defending the position, but he is leaving some things behind to defend. So when you have a new plan now, he played queen g4, a very strong and a very creative idea. First of all, if not queen g4, black will simply play more like f5, e4. He wants this diagonal, closes the support for this pawn, and also he can threaten a move like nd3 later. And the second idea is after queen g4, now he cannot play f5 because his g6 pawn is under attack. Now he started planning to attack on the king by moving his bishop to f3, king to g2, and now he can bring rook h1, queen h3 and keep a threat on h8. It's a long plan, but pretty hard to see from black point of view, and one should say these pieces are not supporting this. All the black pieces are stuck to support this c5 knight. So here Caruana missed, I think, and he really don't have any good options playing any other move. So he played queen a7, trying to play b6 and relieve the pressure on this knight on c5. Bishop f3, b6, king g2, rook f8, rook h1, queen e7. Now I think he can still defend. After queen h3, he can play more like f5 maybe. Queen check, he can come to king f7. So now black immediately threatening, let me clear this here. Black immediately threatening e4, a very strong move. Maybe black will get some chance to defend or even do any counter attack. So e4 is a very strong move. So white simply closes it with e4. Knight d7, a critical blunder in this position. Is simply not seeing the white threat. Simply is giving up this rook on c8. After rook c8, queen h3. Now anyone can see queen h8, queen and rook is a big threat. So black completely lost this position after knight d7, rook into c8, rook into c8, queen h3, f5 and bishop into d6. Here Caruana resigned. So this was a very good game played by Wang Yu and Sparkins chessmate. Hope you enjoy this game. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave comments. See you in the next video. Bye.